We've got one more act before our break. We've got a special guest for you tonight, so please welcome to the stage international film superstar Quentin Tarantino!
My name is Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino. See, it's like James Bond when he says the name's Bond, James Bond. I'm a massive cinephile. Which I found out too late. Doesn't mean putting your dick in the reels. It's lovely to be here. It's lovely to be here doing a screening of my new film and a small Q&A first. You've probably heard a lot of my famous movies, such as Pulp Fiction. Woo! Pulp Fiction with sexy lady ninjas. Pulp Fiction with Nazis. Pulp Fiction with Charles Mansons. And of course, my personal favorite, Pulp Fiction with sexy lady ninjas too. It's lovely to be here answering some questions. I get a lot of questions. For example, what? For example. People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, who's the hottest chick you've worked with in Hollywood? And to them I say, Uma Thurmas. She's hot when she needs to be hot, and cool when she needs to be cool. What? People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, who's your closest friend in Hollywood? And to them I say, Samuel L. Jackson. The L stands for L. They're not all winners, but I'm not a comedian, I'm a filmmaker. People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, that's me, Quentin Tarantino. Who's the worst actor you've ever worked with? And to them I say, Brad Armpit, he stinks! I'm gonna go out of character for a second to read my notes. I'm back. People often say to me, what? People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, what's the greatest joy you get from making films? And to them I say, and it doesn't happen very often, but to them I say, when I have a new actor, a fresh young actor, come in, it's their first audition, they've never been in a movie before, and I give them a part, it's maybe only a small part, maybe 2 lines, 3 lines, but then I always watch their careers and they go on and they've done some amazing things. Some of them have won Oscars, they've been leading men, leading women, and just knowing that I had a part in that, it brings me such a great joy. And the person who asks me the question says, is that really your greatest joy? And I say, no, I like sucking toes! People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, what's your greatest fear? And to them I say, the Me Too movement realizing they forgot about old Quentin Tarantino! The evidence is my movies! People often say to me, sing along if you know the words. People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, do people really ask you this many questions? And to them I say, what? I wrote most of this today. This one just says, I played Elvis in the Golden Girls. People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, are you sure it's all right how often you use the N-word in your movies? And to them I say, didn't you hear me? I'm very good friends with Samuel L. Jackson. The L stands for lenient about my use of the N-word. What? People often say to me, I'm gonna assume that's how the next one begins. We're getting there. People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, I'm having a genoplasty as we speak.
That's like a rhinoplasty for the chin.
People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, who's your favorite film director? And to them I say, my good friend, M. Night Shyamalan. The twist is, he's not a real lion. He's a tiger on a boat. And don't even get me started on Jamie Foxx. 3 hyenas in a big coat. People often say to me, this is the last one. People often say to me, Quentin Tarantino, what scene from a movie was the most affecting to you? And I always say, it's in the Werner Herzog documentary, Grizzly Man. Give me a cheer if you've seen Grizzly Man. Good, this joke's gonna work for 2 of you. So, if you don't know, Grizzly Man is this documentary about a couple who love nature, and they would go and they thought that they had a special relationship with these bears in this national park. And they would go and they would try and feed the bears, they'd pet the bears, and they would film themselves. And eventually, you'll never guess, they were both eaten by bears. Who'd have thought? And in the Werner... I'll sign it after the show.
Finally, a real fleshlight.
It's very hard to respond to heckles in character. Usually I'm on the other side, like recently I was at this gig in Menny's Hill and I kept heckling with the N-word. Werner Herzog. So in the movie, there's this scene where he's talking to the couple's daughter, and she has a tape of when her parents were eaten by bears. But she's never listened to it, she couldn't bring herself to. But Werner Herzog, he's a true connoisseur of film, and he thought, to make this documentary, I have to listen to it. So he puts the headphones on, and he listens to it. And then he takes the headphones off, and he's crying. And he says to the daughter, you must never listen to this tape. And I thought that was the most beautiful, affecting moment in cinema history. But then I met Werner Herzog, and he played the tape for me. And it turns out, the real reason she should never listen to that tape is because it goes exactly like this. Ah! Help! I'm being eaten by bears! Oh my God! Ah! It's eaten my intestines! Ah! Also, my dog is really fat! Ah! Oh my God, it just keeps... Why didn't this bear eat her? There's so much more meat! Ah! The only solace I can take right now is that I don't have to walk that down the aisle! Ah! Oh my God! I can't believe it! Even this bear is more beach body ready! Well, I suppose I'm dead now! So anyway, thank you for listening to my brief introduction, and I hope you enjoyed this screening of my beloved movie, Pulp Fiction,
it's a white man writing about slavery.